Listen, man, all the hate can't change what is undeniable. I'm going to say it again. All the hate can't change what is undeniable. Clark is the chosen one. She just broke the WNBA single game assist record. Even though Indiana Fever lost, it's a shame that they lost because anytime you break records, you want to win the game because it makes it that more special, makes it that more memorable. But Caitlin Clark is 101, and she may already be the best point guard in the WNBA because when she came into the league, I told people, a lot of people were saying that she is the female version of Steph Curry. I said, pump your brakes. Even though she is a rare four-level scorer, what is a four-level scorer? Which is Stephen Curry. A four-level scorer is a player that as soon as they cross half court, you have to be on them because they are a threat to pull from 40. That's how great she is. She's a four-level scorer, just like a Stephen Curry, just like a Damian Lillard, just like a Trae Young, who has always been her player comparison. Because as we look at Trae Young's game, as we look at Caitlin Clark's game, their playmaking ability and their passing ability may be better than their actual scoring. And when we talk about players that are generators, Caitlin Clark is a generator. Trae Young is a generator. LeBron James is a generator. Players that just generate opportunities for others, whether it's their self in scoring or their playmaking and passing ability. Caitlin Clark is special. And once again, I say the hate that she received, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, your talent is always going to prevail. After she beat the Mercury and Diana Taurasi and the crew, she's been on a crazy run. She's getting double-double. She's putting up 20 points. She's getting anywhere between 8 to 10 assists per game. She's been on a phenomenal run, and she's finally starting to figure out that, she's got that fiery mentality that she had with Iowa. She's figuring out, like, I've just got to be myself on the court. The same energy, the same type of dogness, the same feel for the game that I had in Iowa. I need to bring that to the Indiana Fever. I don't need to worry about how people are going to perceive me on the court because at the end of the day, her aggression, her attitude, when she got upset and she had a turnover with Enrique, and then she went and slapped the table down, or she slapped the chair down. That's what we need. We love players that have that type of mentality. Kobe had that mentality. Michael Jordan had that mentality. So we have to get to a point where we just have to accept the truth and accept the reality. Caitlin Clark is the chosen one. We've never seen a basketball player enter the WNBA with her hypeness and also with her game and also with her style of play. She is 101. She is different. And when I say she's already the best point guard in the WNBA, it's centered around her actually being a true point guard. A lot of times when we talk about point guards in the NBA, we talk about point guards in the WNBA, a lot of players are classified just because of the traditional standpoint for their position. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. But a lot of players in the WNBA and also in the NBA aren't truly point guards. Caitlin Clark is a true point guard. She facilitates offense. She knows how to control and dictate pace. She's a maestro in creating opportunities with the ball to allow her teammates to score. She's excellent when pushing transition and pushing the pace and passing the ball in transition. And I know some of the turnovers are a thing that she has to work on. But a lot of times when you have the ball in your hands, and the majority of the time that you have the ball, that she has the ball in her hands, you're going to get turnovers. So I'm not really worried about the turnovers because, I mean, she's being aggressive. So when we look at true point guards in the WNBA, we talk about having that pass first mentality, having that playmaking ability, and also it's a difference in being a John Stockton type of point guard, which is a quote unquote a pass first point guard that just really passes the ball and let their teammate kind of dictate and do all the scoring. That's not what Clayton Clark is doing. That's not what Trae Young's doing. Like they are really responsible for creating the opportunity with their passing to allow their teammates to score. So they're setting up with the ball to allow their teammates to score, which is very, very special. So I know it's going to make people uncomfortable, but she may already be an MVP candidate. and she's only a rookie. She's averaging 17, 5, and 8 right now. And she's I think she's definitely an MVP candidate, but I think it's without a doubt she's the best point guard in the league. Because the thing she's doing is remarkable, and she's once again a generator. She's responsible for so much. When we talk about total points, whether that's assisting and scoring, she's leading in that category. Just like Trae Young has led in the category for total points and total scoring opportunities. That's what makes her similar to Trae Young, because at the end of the day, she has the sole responsibility to be a generator to score and also to assist. And that's very, very hard to do. And people are going to talk about defense, but it's like, damn, I understand she needs to get better on the defensive side of the floor. And they had the same knock against Trae Young. But at the end of the day, when you have the sole responsibility to not only score, be the leading scorer on your team, but also be the leading playmaker and get other teammates involved and find their easiest shots, and everything is predicated on you doing everything on the basketball court. It's like, well, listen, something got to give. It's the same thing with Luka Doncic, who is also a generator. Like, rare times we have a generator that we see that's a athletic stud, like a LeBron James. He's one-on-one, though. We've never seen a player who has been a generator that can score, rebound, pass, assist, and also be a high-level defender and guard 1 through 5. So it's levels, but it's just like cut Caitlin Clark some slack. And I think it's over for the Rookie of the Year. I love Angel Reese. I'm not one of those people that are going to sit up and talk about, like, you got to pick Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark. Those people are foolish. Those people are casuals. Hoop is hoop. Ball is ball at the end of the day. You can appreciate one, what they're doing. You can appreciate the other and what they're doing. But I think it's a wrap for us a Rookie of the Year. I think it's unanimous. And it should be unanimous, and probably won't be unanimous because of the fact that a lot of people don't really like Caitlin Clark. And a lot of people may just want to vote for Reese, and she has had a phenomenal year. She's proved a lot of doubters wrong. She had what 17 straight double doubles and stuff like that. But she's a grinder. You have a grinder and you got a generator. A grinder is a player that really just works hard. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, put layups, things of that. Like, she does the dirty work, plays defense, but then you have a generator. You have the one that's the focal point, the offensive engine. It's different types of play styles. Caitlin Clark is catching schemes. As great as Angel Reese is, she's not catching any schemes. Caitlin Clark catches schemes. As soon as she comes past the half-court line, they're blitzing her. They're doubling her. They're trying to take the ball out of her hands. She's still effective. So when we talk about the Rookie of the Year and we look at the stats and we look at also like the eye test and the numbers, yes, Angel Reese has the plus minus. But I don't really – that's a plus minus. And analytical stats get very, very dicey, get very, very tricky when you really start like dissecting them. But when we talk about total points generated in general, that's hard to argue, because when we're talking about scoring, we're talking about playmaking as well. So we have to get up to the point where, yes, plus minus is Angel Reese, but everything else is really Caitlin Clark. And even like the stats and the eye test kind of match and say that Caitlin Clark should be the Rookie of the Year. And then after breaking the single game assist record with 19, it's just kind of like, what more can you really say? What more can you really say? What more can she really do? I think I understand why some people get frustrated. I understand why people are a little mad or a little angry, but you can't deny reality. And reality is set in. And Caitlin Clark is starting to figure things out. And she's only going to get better. 17, 6, and 8 right now. Shooting 40% for the clip, 32% for the three-point line. She's only going to get better. She's a rookie. Like, I think people got to understand, like, I love Sabrina right now for the New York Liberty, and Sabrina has been dominating, and she's an MVP candidate, but Sabrina's in year 4, and she's shooting a higher field goal percentage than Caitlin Clark, but at the same time, Sabrina, I think she's a top 3 guard in this game. Like maybe even a top 3 to top 5 player in this game. But she's in year 4. And her numbers, even though she's shooting a high, field goal percentage and things of that, her numbers are similar to Caitlin Clark. And she's on the super team. And I'm not knocking any of the Indiana Fever's team because I love Kelsey Mitchell. I love Boston. Boston has really won me over early in the season. I was kind of like, I don't really know. But, she has won me over as well. But if you give Caitlin Clark-Jones, Breanna Stewart, like, imagine Caitlin Clark generating opportunities for them. And their stats are very similar. One's on a super team, one's on a team that's fighting to get in the playoffs. And they're averaging the same amount of stats. One's in year 4, one's in a rookie right now. It's going to get very, very scary. Caitlin Clark in year 4. She's in year 1, averaging right now what Sabrina, who's the better player right now, in year 4. So imagine what Caitlin Clark is going to be in year 4. And that's what people not realizing. Like, the mistakes, the field goal percentage, like the turnovers, we get it. She's a rookie. You're supposed to have humps and hurdles along the way, along the journey. But she's probably an MVP candidate already if we keep it in a buck, if we keep it in the stack. People don't want to admit it, but it's just like, because Sabrina's an MVP candidate, probably going to finish top 2, top 3. So it gets scary when we keep it real, and that's what I'm here for. Somebody said Seagate Glazer plus minus enough. Forget about the stat. CC is leading point contribution, assists, and points, and yet it went out for a reason. I agree with what you're saying, though. I already went over that. She is leading in everything, points and assists. She's a generator. That's what I said earlier in the stream. She's a generator. Like, she just knows how to score, but she also knows how to help others reach and maximize their full potential as well with the basketball by her playmaking ability. She's special. She's different, and I love her game. And it's gonna get scary. It's gonna get spooky. It's gonna get spooky because once again, she's a rookie right now, and reality is set in. And I know people feel the way that they feel about her because people view her as the white hope or the savior of the league. But at the end of the day, people got to take out the race. People got to take out, her fan base, which may be a little, kind of conservative, whatever the case may be. But when we talking ball, when we talking basketball, hoop is hoop, game is game. She is what she is. She is the chosen one. She has come into this league and she has dominated and she has improved since day one, and she's gotten better. And year 1, it's not going to look like year 2. Year 2 is not going to look like year 3. She's going to get better. She's going to get better and better, just like she did in Iowa. And I think people just have to accept the fact of the matter is, like, since Caitlin Clark has came into the league has improved dramatically. People who've never watched the WNBA is starting to watch the WNBA, also with Angel Reese, of course. But, like, the WNBA over the next 2 to 3, 4 years is going to become the summer sport. Because it used to be a time where people used to dread the summer because no sports are on. But now the WNBA, and the WNBA has been on for a while, and a long time. And I've grew up watching the WNBA, Houston Comets, so I'm not like a casual that just started watching the WNBA since Caitlin Clark has come. But all I'm saying is, like, a lot of people that I talk to, whether it's my family, whether it's my friends who never have watched the WNBA before in their life, are getting into the sport and realizing that these girls are extremely talented. They're extremely skilled. And me personally, I love watching the WNBA because I love players whose game is predicated on skill set more so than athleticism. And that's everybody in the WNBA for the most part, especially the top teams, because at the end of the day, everything is facilitated on running sets, team philosophy, and also team strategy. And every team has a different strategy, and which is different when we compare it to the NBA, where everybody right now is playing analytical ball, which is threes and layups. C. Gazler says CC's a little bit soft and she does not defend hard. She needs to improve on that. She definitely needs to improve on the defensive side of the basketball court. And I would ask you, though, defense to me is 80%, 80 to 90% effort, 10% skill. So I agree with the effort part, and she doesn't defend hard. But at the same time, we have to understand that her role, her responsibility is different than other players' roles and responsibility. She is a guard. She's 6'3". She's a generator. Her job on the court is to get players opportunities, create opportunities for herself, push the ball in transition, like be an offensive engine, be a generator for her team. Her role is not necessarily defense. That's why you have other players that can kind of make up for that. When we look at Stephen Curry has improved over the course of his career on the defensive side of the court. He wasn't always a great defensive player. He's improved. Even Luka Doncic, I know he had a terrible NBA Finals, but in the post, he has improved on his defensive ability. So I feel like with Caitlin Clark, especially when, they figure out the right roster to put around her, and I love the players that they have, but this roster is not a championship roster. Once they figure out the right roster to put around her and her team is competing, I want to say, and at the highest level, a championship roster, a championship core, then you'll probably see her be able to put in more effort defensively because at the end of the day, right now, their team's just fighting for a playoff position. It's different than her being on the Liberty or the Connecticut Sun or the Las Vegas Aces. So it's due time. Definitely due time. But I appreciate all y'all joining the stream. Once again, my name is Ahmad K. Smith. Worked in the sports stream for almost a decade. Worked for the Brooklyn Nets. Worked for the NBA. Served as Slam's first overall talent. If you want to follow me, you can follow me, AKIS NBA on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, on Threads as well. And I'm going to be trying to do a lot of live streaming, especially on YouTube, talking about the WNBA, but also my bread and butter, talking about the NBA throughout the season as well. So please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Oops, you're not an AC Milan fan. I'm not see, if we talk about soccer, first off, Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT. I want y'all to know that. That's my goal. I know Lionel Messi, he just won Copa America, but we look at like his stats and his numbers, it's just like they ain't winning Copa America because of him. Let's put it like that. But no, I'm not an AC Milan fan. I'm a soccer fan, well, football fan. If I had to pick a team, it will probably be whatever team Neymar Jr. is on, even though he's in Saudi Arabia right now. But I would say Manchester United is the team that I grew up on and watch, which is why I'm a Cristiano Ronaldo fan, also a Wayne Rooney fan. So I appreciate y'all. And once again, I'm going to try to start streaming, I don't know, daily or probably 3 days a week. But once again, name's Ahmad K. Smith. Appreciate y'all.